Welcome everyone to this episode of Strive for Success. I'm Hannah Mears, and today I sit down with Bradley Jacobs, founder of Deal Junkies, to hear about his roadmap to success and how you can get there too. Strive for Success starts now.
There's nothing you can't accomplish in life with the right amount of work.
There's a level that you've always dreamed about. It is real. It has not gone away.
If something is important enough, you believe in it enough that you do it in spite of fear.
Everything I ever did, the thing that I heard out of people's mouth was, that's impossible. That can't be done.
To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
It's not our intention to satisfy our customers or to please our customers. Our intention is to amaze them.
Success is not the result of making one good choice. It demands education and passion and commitment and persistence and patience.
Welcome to this episode of Strive for Success. I'm Hannah Mears alongside Bradley Jacobs of Deal Junkies. Bradley, can you tell everybody out there what Deal Junkies is?
Yeah, so the short answer is the Deal Junkies is a community. The long answer is we teach people how to invest in real estate using the BRRRR strategy and a little of their own money through private money, hard money, things like that.
It took a while to get to Deal Junkies though, which we'll get to in a little bit, but what is the ultimate goal for Deal Junkies? Right now you said you're focusing in real estate, but what's the long-term goal for this?
Yeah, so the long-term goal is to have a huge community. I look at Deal Junkies as, I'm a deal junkie for real estate, but you might be a deal junkie for whatever it is you are, stocks or crypto or whatever. It can be anything. You have a clothing brand. So the long goal is to have a huge community and just have, people who specialize in those different aspects as the main one to mentor other people who want to get into those industries, because there's a million ways to make money.
What inspired you to create Deal Junkies?
So Deal Junkies, when I started out, I didn't really have a community. The community I had wasn't really that great. The mentors I had weren't good, so it led me down the wrong track. I want to be the one to give the community to the people. I mean, obviously you have to buy into it, but it's a community to help you start. That was one of the hardest things for me, was building a community. So if I can just offer that type of opportunity to other people to help them get a jump start to their career, then I did my job.
Deal Junkies is a success, but it took a lot to get to this point. When we come back, we're going to take a look at where it all started for Bradley. Stay tuned. So this is really where it all started for you.
Yeah. Grew up here for most of my life. Pretty much, I'd say a quarter or half of it. And learned a lot from it, I'd say that. It's a lot of good memories, some bad memories.
Those good memories though, when you look around here, what are some of the first things that come to mind about your childhood that make you smile?
Yeah, great. I have great memories from, with my pappy. That was one of the guys I was really close to. He passed away a few years ago, so I hold some of those memories, and then having him come up here and everybody screaming, Uncle Chuck, it was just like, oh my God, like well known. Just kind of, let you know it was a good neighborhood and there was potential.
So he had a good reputation, but it wasn't always like that for you personally. You have quite a bad reputation in some ways here. So take me through that journey a little bit of how you got a reputation in this area.
Yeah, so he kind of didn't have he had a good reputation with the people, but he didn't have a good reputation with the law. And I don't know if I kind of followed from that or just being in the surroundings or what it was. So, when you're around your surroundings, you kind of only know what you know. And, you grow up learning from those people. Those are your mentors, right? So I kind of followed lead to that. Like, how can I get some money and how can I get us out of here? And, I fell victim to that. Just followed those mentors and made those decisions myself.
Did you have friends in like houses along here and stuff?
Up there I did, on the other side of the street.
Some people in business start out with advantages and opportunities, but here you didn't have that.
Yeah, no. Coming up, like I said, I had my pap. I have, him as a mentor. I kind of grew up around some of the wrong people. You don't really get much business mindset from that. So, I guess I took little tips and tricks from different TV shows, different, people that I would hear talking business, you know, sitting at a table by me from eavesdropping. Like, I just took little things from everybody. Nipsey Hussle has a quote. He said, "You don't have to give me the game, I'll steal it." So same thing. I was just stealing game from people left and right.
So how were you able to make the most of everything that has happened here and turn you into the man you are today?
One of the biggest things I think is, you know, a lot of people are blind to the fact of where they are. But, you know, in a matter of fact, you have to know where you are to know where you're going. So I knew that this was one of the places I started from. I know the people around here. I know what the houses were like around here. So I use that as my advantage. You know, it was an easy way to run comps, easy ways to find the properties, easy ways to get in contact with them. And, you know, you got to start, like I said, you got to start somewhere. So that's where I kind of started at.
You started here, you started your life here,
Yeah.
and now you quite literally started your business opportunities here too. Why was it necessary or important to start your career where you grew up?
Again, just knowing where I started from, wanting to put something back into the place where I started from. As you see, they're looking to build a new house here. They have a bunch of other work going on, tore down a bunch of places. If I could be a little part of that, even one house, then that's a good start for me.
Unfortunately, there's also a lot of stereotyping that goes on in the world. So why is it important for you to share your story with the people, and what do you want everyone to know about you as a man now and who you were able to turn yourself into from where you started?
Just know that you can do it. Honestly, just you can do it. You can be successful. You know, you can have success no matter where you started from. Use it as your advantage. Everybody uses the downside as a negative because it's so easy to see the negative, but sometimes you have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
When people hear about your story, what do you want them to know about you now and why it's so important for you to let everybody know where you've come from and what your story is?
Really just, I mean, you kind of look my name up on the news. I was in the news, I think 2017. That's probably the last time right when I was about to, you know, turn my life around. You can see the news article where I got shot. I had a rough life, I did. It was all, you know, my own decisions. People, you know, I could blame it as much as I want on the area, but really at the end of the day, I made the decisions myself. But I just want people to know that, like, no matter where you are, no matter what your surroundings are, you can steal the game, you can learn it, you can go pick up the books, you know, you can put the work in and you can have the success. From no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what it is, you can have the success and you can strive.
This property behind us was the first business opportunity that you had. So why this property to kickstart your career?
So a lot of people have opportunity right in front of their face and don't even know it. You only know what you know and you don't know what you don't know. So when I realized, or when I learned the real estate and I learned how to find these properties, I met my girlfriend over at that house there, and come to find out this was her grandmother's house. When I learned how to look for properties, I realized this house was vacant. And I'm like, hold up, her grandmother owns it. I have that contact information. Why not reach out and see if I can buy it from her? And I was able to buy it.
When you were able to get your first opportunity, how excited were you and how long did the process take? Did anything surprise you along the way?
Yeah, there was a lot of surprises and it took way longer than needed. A lot of people think you have to have all the money right away when that's not truly the case, especially if you're using cash. So I bought the house, it sat for a while. I was able to wholesale some more properties, stack up some more money. Then I was just slowly able to work on it little bit by little bit. I think it took me about 6 months when it should have took me probably 2 weeks. So yeah, fix it up, was able to sell it and take a profit and continue the business.
But everybody starts somewhere, and I'm sure so many people at home are resonating with your story right now. For more of Bradley Jacobs' stories, stick with us here on Strive for Success.
Hey guys, it's Bradley Jacobs with the Deal Junkies. Click our QR code below, grab our free case study, and join the Deal Junkies community where deals, knowledge, and success comes together.
Welcome back to Strive for Success. Bradley, we quite literally took a walk down memory lane where you reminisced a bit on the good and the bad. But where was the point in your life that you decided, I really do need to change, and what helped you make that drastic shift?
Honestly, it's after I got shot. I got shot sitting in the hospital, and as you lay there, you get shot, you think you would think of all these different things, and I wasn't thinking of anything. So what it came down was like, you have nothing to live for. So like, you have to go back and you have to live for something. So I'm like, all right, I always knew I wanted more. I started thinking about my family. So I got back with my family and I was sitting at the kitchen table, and that's where I was sleeping ultimately. And as I was laying at the table, not only the position I was in, but seeing the position they were in, that's why I had to sleep at the table. And it hit me like, all right, something has to change here. And I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And as the pages turned, so did my thinking and everything else. And that just led me on to another book. And it just all started from there.
So it all came from words, people's words and advice. And I know you talked so much and quoted different people and how much those words affected you. So now you get to be a mentor for other people using that. So what are some of the books that you would recommend for other people to read to help inspire them to change? Yeah,
so Rich Dad Poor Dad, I recommend to everybody just because it changes, like growing up, how I did, a penny saves, a penny earned, you know, save your money, do this, do that. Like it's all the same thing we all get taught and it's all incorrect. So he teaches the aspect of his rich dad and his poor dad. And it literally shows you, like it hits you because it's exactly what you were taught. And then it shows you what the rich are being taught. So that right there is going to change your mind on that. Then I would go to How to Win Friends and Influence People. Again, I was an introvert, but that taught me how to talk to other people, how to use the word I less. I might even say we in conversations, and it's just me, but I'll just say we like to do this, we like to do that, just because I don't like to use the word I. So How to Win Friends and Influence People, the 10X rule shows you to, 10X your thinking. Why bring the finish line to you? Take the finish line away further because you're more likely, even if you fail, you're more likely to hit your goal. Those are some of the ones I would start with for sure.
We even stood in front of a property that was your very first, and now we're sitting in one that is one of very many. So how did we get here from there?
It's been a long time. Continually educating myself, just nonstop action, and just knowing where I want to go. You have to know where you want to go at the end of the day. You don't leave your house and just drive, right? You end up driving in circles where you just waste gas and waste money. I've done that. Well, I've gotten distracted a lot of times by things that were glittering, always thinking that they were gold, and you spend this much time learning about it, and you're like, oh my God, why did I waste my time doing that? So then it's back to real estate. So just focus is the key, and knowing where I wanted to go, and then the determination and discipline behind it. That's it.
There were a lot of opportunities you could have taken though, but you chose real estate. Why real estate?
So when I read all those books, all these successful people say you need to have 5 streams of income. Not only that, a lot of the successful people, actually all successful people, own real estate. If it's not a lot, it's some. So that was just a big revenue driver that I seen, and I learned about wholesaling, which was the easy way to get in. I could do it with no money. So I learned that wholesaling could be a stream of income, fix and flipping could be a stream of income, rental properties, and then etc. There's so many different ways to make money in real estate. People house hack and so much more. It was just an easy way to get in for me through wholesaling.
I also think it's really inspirational that you never mentioned, going to college or having to study this. So for people that don't have that opportunity available to them as well, what are the ways that they can teach themselves how to get into this business without having to spend X amount of dollars on an education?
So when I started out, there wasn't as many Instagram people to follow and literally step-by-step courses and things like that. So I spent literally thousands and thousands of hours on YouTube. I read hundreds of books. I spent literally probably 2-3 years just learning before I actually, started making real money from it. I made a little money here and there, but so I was really started making real money from it. But the best way for people nowadays is to easily hire a mentor, purchase a course, or to follow a bunch of people on Instagram, watch their YouTube reels and things like that, slowly implement, and then if you're ready to go and you really want to make it happen, you got to spend money to make money. So, yeah.
When you flipped your first property, I'm so curious because I'm sure there were a lot of surprises along the way. So what were some of the roadblocks you ran into when you were trying to flip your first house, and what have you learned about that?
So we had the property 100% complete, and the electric panel was already done. All the wires were brand new, so I didn't think there was any issues to it. And we're starting to run drills to finish up some things, and all the lights started flickering because there was no bulbs in the beginning anyway. So we had lights at the end, and everything started flickering. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So we had to, open up some holes. We ended up tracking some where some of the junction boxes may be. We opened up a bunch of different spots and found out there was just way too many circuits being put on one home run, and it was causing the panel to flicker. So we fixed those, and then we increased the amperage of the panel from 100 amps to 200 amps. So saved the day for me. And I'm like, that right there almost cost me thousands, not including some plumbing issues that was at the property I found out later on with sewage. So.
It's a learn as you go kind of process, right? Just like life is. And we have more of Bradley Jacobs' life to talk about when we come back on this episode of Strive for Success.
Hey everybody, it's Bradley Jacobs with the Deal Junkies. You're watching Strive for Success. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. Hey guys, it's Bradley Jacobs with the Deal Junkies. Click our QR code below, grab our free case study, and join the Deal Junkies community where deals, knowledge, and success comes together.
So when you're sitting at this table in the kitchen that you're also sleeping on at night, and you decide to make a change, you eventually got to that point, but how hard was it to really separate yourself from the life that you had so it didn't pull you back in, and make sure that you had people supporting you? Because I'm sure along the way you talked about losing some family members and their support. No one always understood what you did. So how did you make sure you stayed the course to be the Bradley Jacobs sitting beside me today?
So back at the table, sleeping there, I was freezing cold at night. Woke up most of the nights because I was so cold and I had a lot of time to think about it. And, I started thinking back on who my real friends were and things like that. And it turned out to be most of those guys weren't really, real friends. And then as I started succeeding, some of the friends I had left, them, family, everybody, they're kind of like laughing at you, thinking what you're doing is not going to work because it's out of our element. We don't know it. So seeing that kind of like helped push me even a little more, like, all right, so if they're laughing at it and they're saying it's not going to work, then I know it's probably going to work because it's obviously something they haven't dealt with before. And I see all these successful people doing it, so why can't I do it? That was always the one question I asked myself. If they can do it, why can't I? That right there was the main motivation. And like I said, I wanted to help my family get out. Whether they believe in me or not, I still wanted to help them, regardless, right? Even my brother who doesn't talk to me, still wanted to help him just because it's family. I want to help you eventually. So that was the motivation to keep me going and just to change lives, really. Like, I felt like I had to have a purpose, and being able to be successful and to make money. Like, I want to be a billionaire. I don't want to be a billionaire to have billions of dollars. I want to be a billionaire to have billions and to be able to reach back out to communities like the one I grew up in and really build it out and really help more people. That's truly the end motivation. Yeah.
How soon after you left the world of the streets did you find people that really helped push you along and you found that better crowd of people, just to let everybody know that if you really do go looking for it, you can find the good things. You just have to look in the right places.
Yeah, so it probably took me 2 years to actually find somebody who was in the space. I wasn't really going out looking too many places either. Like, I didn't have the community, that's why I built this one. And I didn't really know how to build the community. I didn't know where to go looking for it. But through being in the industry and contacting different people, you start realizing other people doing the same thing. And you'll reach out and talk to them, and if they relate to you, you relate to them, and you'll connect. That's like the beginning of it. And then eventually you get used to talking to people and coming out of your element more and more, and then you start learning where more of these people are hanging out at. But it probably took me about 2 years to actually find a guy, which I ended up partnering up with. We did a lot of wholesale deals together. They tried to do some crazy stuff, and get me for some money. So I ended up breaking that partnership off and just went on myself for a while.
So there was a lot of bumps in the roads,
yeah.
even when you felt like you were on the right path, as most journeys, I feel like, are like that. But now with Deal Junkies, you have an opportunity to make sure people start off on a better foot and have less of those roadblocks along the way. So as a mentor, what is some of the first pieces of advice that you give when someone comes to you?
Mindset. It all starts there. Mindset, financial literacy. You got to have some type of financial literacy mindset, because one of the biggest issues in the middle class is you make more money, you spend more money. It kills us. So if you learn how to handle your money, you learn how to, spend your money correctly, then you can go make more money. But if you can get the bag, but you can't convert the bag, it crushes everything. So you got to know how to convert the bag first before you even go get it. That's the crazy part. So first thing is financial literacy. Then it's learning how to talk to people, learning how to network, because your network's going to crush it. You got to find a deal. Then you got to learn how to analyze the deal. Then you got to go find the money for the deal. Everybody thinks money's first. It's not. Money's after you find the deal, because you find a good deal, money will come. So find a deal, analyze the deal, find the money for it, whether that be debt, equity, or debt and equity, and then go ahead and continue building your network after that.
It took a lot for you to get to be sitting here today and be proud to talk about who you are. So for people out there watching and see your past and everything that had happened, who would you tell them the Bradley Jacobs sitting next to me today is?
I'm the same person I was before. I'm just way smarter than what I was.
Authenticity matters, Bradley, and you are as authentic as they come. So how can people reach out to you and be a part of Deal Junkies and be a part of your mentorship program and community?
Yeah, so I have my personal Instagram page where I give tips and tricks all day long. It's 1_Bradley Jacobs. And then we have the Deal Junkies Instagram page as well, where I post some stuff on there also for tips and tricks. That'd probably be the best place to reach out to me. Hey guys, it's Bradley Jacobs with the Deal Junkies. Click our QR code below, grab our free case study, and join the Deal Junkies community where deals, knowledge, and success comes together.
All right, guys, let's take a wrap from the Bradley Jacobs story here. We're going to recut and refocus the cameras here.
All right, guys, this is Bradley Jacobs with Strive for Success. We're here recording on set a television show to teach you guys kind of where I came from and where I'm at today, to just show you if I can do it, then I know for a fact that you can do it as well. We created the Deal Junkies community to show you guys and to help you guys get to the top of the mountain through a helicopter ride instead of taking step by step or using a pick or an axe or whatever to climb up there. We want to help you guys get there as fast as possible, as easy as possible. So contact us, hit us up on Instagram, and let's see if we can help you.
All right, we're ready to go speeding again. You ready to start rolling camera? All right, the Bradley Jacobs story, rolling.
Hey everybody, it's Bradley Jacobs with the Deal Junkies. You're watching Strive for Success. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it.
Welcome back to Strive for Success. As always, Bradley, we like to give some words of wisdom. So Deal Junkies actually has a physical roadmap. So more than just words. Can you talk a little bit about the roadmap, about how to be successful?
Yeah, so we offer a community and a coaching program to teach people how to invest in real estate with little to no money. But the big thing is that we don't accept everybody, because it's not about the money for me. It's about the end goal for the person coming into our community. We want to make sure that we're the best fit for you. If I can just maybe tell you on the call to go read a few books first, or maybe take a few steps before you come to us, then I would do so. Or if you're a good fit for us, then obviously you're more welcome to join the community. But in essence, we teach people how to invest in real estate through the BRRRR strategy, which is the buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat strategy. And we also teach them how to do that with no money. How we do that is through using hard money to purchase the property, which would be probably 80 to 90% of the property. And then we'll use private money, because there's people out here with tons of money in their bank accounts that they want to invest in properties like this, to give them a short-term return on their capital. And they cover the other 10, 20, 30% we may need for the property. And when you refinance, you give them their money. Sometimes you take a profit. If not, you keep the property for the long haul. You gain the appreciation, you gain the cash flow every single month, and you start to build wealth for your family. And then you eventually can use that debt or the properties for more leverage to do greater things.
What's the big goal, the big end goal for Deal Junkies?
So for Deal Junkies to be a huge community for people in any industry, whether it be clothing, stocks, real estate, whatever it is, there's so many ways to make money. We want to, whatever you're a Deal Junkie in, we want you to be a part of that community. And obviously we'll have people to specialize in those things and to be the teacher of it, but Deal Junkies will be the head of the tree branch, I should say. Yeah.
From seeing where you grew up to where you are now, it is no secret that you've always been striving for success. So where does your Bradley Jacobs story go from here?
It's gonna be a long ride, but I spent a few $100,000. I'm always learning. So I spent a few $100,000 in the last year or two studying how to syndicate, create funds, and to buy institutional size assets, which is 200-300 unit apartment buildings. I've studied it for probably 3 years previous, and then I started putting the money behind it, and we started attacking them. So right now we see a huge opportunity to buy these assets from some of these hedge funds who are going underwater. What the Rockefeller always said, if there's blood in the water, buy, even if it's your own. So we had a little blood in the water not too long ago. We ended up selling that asset, getting away from it, and we're attacking some of these 200-300 unit apartment buildings, which are 50 million, 100 million, and more. So to even send offers on properties like these blow my mind. But it was all through the power of networking, why I'm even capable of doing so. Having KPs, which is a key principle, to sign off on that loan. I don't have 120 million, I don't have 150 million. But for me to go look at the asset, send an offer on that, and know that I have the person behind me that'll sign off on that loan, and to be a partner with me, because at the end of the day, true success comes from partnerships. Even though I had some bad ones, I continue to do that just because that's true success. So just buying big, huge apartment buildings. That's it. That's going to be the key to my success, I feel like. Hey guys, it's Bradley Jacobs with the Deal Junkies. Click our QR code below, grab our free case study, and join the Deal Junkies community where deals, knowledge, and success comes together.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to Bradley Jacobs' episode. I hope you found something along the way that inspires you to strive for success. Until next time, I'm Hannah Mears.